Hi everyone, this is Sushma, Business Manager at iNogic, and I'm back with another webinar. So we are conducting a webinar series, which will be including all of the features that Maplytics has. So this webinar will be covering the prerequisites that you need to get the Maplytics started, and we'll also be covering some overview of the detailed map. All lines will be muted, and if you feel any query, so you can use the chat window to ask any questions. And we'll also have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, and we will be provided with the presentation deck and the webinar recording. So let's have a look on the today's agenda. So we'll start with the overview of the features that to be covered today, and which will be followed with the live demonstration of all of the features. We'll also have a poll where you can vote for all of the features that you use the most. And lastly, we'll have the Q&A session. So we already know about Maplytics. So Maplytics is a locational intelligence tool which uses the power of Bing Maps to plot the dynamic CRM data on the map. This is available for CRM 2013 and above, and it supports the Dynamics 365 online, on-premises, partner-hosted, and IFDs, as well as the Power Apps. So let's have a look on the overview of all of the features that will be covered today. So we'll start with the prerequisites of having the Maplytics started. So we'll cover the installation, configuration, as well as the geocoding. And further, we'll start with the individual map section that will provide you the visualization of a single record on the map. Further, we have the area of service. So the area of service will allow you to visualize the regions and records with respect to an individual record. We also have the detail map. So we'll go through the plot search criteria that the detail map provides. And we also have the option of categorizing your records. So we'll see the feature of multiple categories that will help you to categorize your records on the map. Further, we have the option of uploading your custom push pins. So you can upload your custom push pins and you can represent your records with those push pins. And lastly, we'll be covering the overlay and census data. So you'll be able to plot the shapefiles, territories, as well as the demographic data on a single layer. So let's start with the live demonstration of all of the features. So starting with the prerequisites to get Maplytics started. So first of all, you'll have to import the Maplytics solution within your Dynamics CRM. So you can use the Microsoft App Source and you can click on the free trial and then you can enter your details, and this will allow you to install Maplytics solution within your Dynamics CRM directly. And this is available only for the Dynamics CRM v9.x. And if you are using CRM any other than v9.x, so you can use the Maplytics website and you can go to the download trial button to download the Maplytics solution folder. So here you just enter your details and you select the version of the CRM that you are using, and you will be getting the Maplytics zip folder downloaded. So after you have downloaded the Maplytics zip folder, you have to extract that zip folder and you will be getting the managed solution. So you have to import this particular managed solution within your Dynamics CRM. So you do not need to import the whole of the zip folder. You just need to import this particular managed CRM, managed solution after you have extracted the zip folder downloaded for the website. So after you have imported the Maplytics solution within your Dynamics CRM, you can go to the solutions and you can see the version of the Maplytics within your Dynamics CRM. So now that you have imported Maplytics solution, you have to activate it. So for that, you have to go to the Maplytics app, and then you need to go to the settings and you have to go to the license registration. So within the license registration, you have to click on activate. So after you click on activate, this will activate a free trial that will be for 15 days. So if you are new, you'll be getting a free trial for 15 days, and you can see the license end date and the start date over here. But if you are an already user of Maplytics and you just simply want to upgrade Maplytics, so activation is not necessary unless we have asked you to do so. So if we have made any changes to the license at our end and we are asking you to activate, so you can activate as per my mail. So you have, after activation, this will update the license, and after you have activated Maplytics, you have to click on configure. So this configuration allows you to create the entity maps and the dashboard get created within the Dynamics CRM. So this will be based on the modules that you have within your Dynamics CRM. So you can click on proceed, and this will create these entity maps and dashboards within your CRM. After you have configured, this will lead you to the Maplytics team. So within this, the Maplytics team, you have to add all of the users that you want to have the access of Maplytics. So all of the users that need to access Maplytics, those have to be added over this Maplytics team. So you just add existing user, you can search for the users, and then you add those users to this Maplytics team. So after you have added, just save it, and now you have completed the installation and configuration of Maplytics. So after you have completed this, the last thing that is most needed in order to plot the data on the map is the geocoding. So now let's understand what is geocoding. So I have gone to the accounts. So let's just open the record. So within every record, you can see based on the address, I also have the latitude and longitude values over here. So this is the geocoordinate values that is most needed in order to get any data plotted on the map, right? So here, to get the data plotted on the map, you have to geocode all of the data that you want to plot on the map. So you can go and you can select the data of the entity that you want to plot, and then you click on flow. You select the geocoding workflow, and this workflow will run on the selected records, and it will calculate the geocoordinates for the records based on the addresses it has. Right. So you can surely do this, or else if you have so many records within your dynamic CRM, so you can use the batch processing tool as well. So once you have downloaded the Maplytics zip folder from the website, you'll be getting the batch processing tool within that. Right. So here you just extract the zip folder and you'll be getting the batch processing tool. And this batch processing tool, you can run the geocoding process on all of the records that you have within your CRM into a single batch. So it saves you a lot of time over here. So you can simply Google this batch processing tool Maplytics, and you'll be getting the blog that we have written, and this will provide you the step-by-step instructions how to use the batch processing tool. So after you have geocoded the data, you are ready to use Maplytics now. So now let's start with the features that we'll be covering today. So the first feature that we have is the individual map. So let me open one of the accounts and records. So by default, we provide the individual map section for accounts, contacts, and leads. So here I am into the map section. This is called the individual map section. And within this, you can see this is the record. This is the individual record that has been plotted by default, right? So in case you're not much happier with the geocoding that has been done, so you can just drag it around, and you can see, if you open the lat long, you can drag it around and you can see the data gets dynamically changed, and you can just update this. So you can update the geocoding that has been provided, and you can also search for the address over here, and you can click on search. You can also have the option of plotting the related records. So let's select the relation of the contacts and accounts, and here you can see the records have been plotted. here. So these are the related records that have been plotted for the accounts record. So this is the individual record. So you'll be getting the individual record plotting the respective record on the map. And you can further see the related records as well. Now let's move ahead for the area of service, which is the next feature that we'll be covering today. So area of service is a feature that you can add to any of the entities that you want. And with this feature, you'll be able to search for the data or the region with respect to an individual record. So here it provides two options to search for the proximity as well as the region in with respect to a particular record. So you can see this record has been plotted already as a current location over here, and you can see the search criteria. I have already selected the search criteria and saved it over here. So I've selected the region and I have given some postal codes and I have searched for the records that lie within these postal codes. So I can save this search criteria for each individual records, and then I can see the respective results on the map over here. Right, and I have the another option as well. So if I select proximity, I can simply enter some radius over here and I can click on save. So after I have clicked on save, just refresh this map and this will plot the search criteria that you have saved over here. So this will plot the proximity. So you can see the proximity has been plotted and it has given all of the records that fall under the vicinity of the radii that I have given. So this is the use of the radio of service. So this way you can search for all of the records that lie within the vicinity of any particular respective record. So now moving ahead, we'll be going to the detail map. So I can very well choose this three ellipses and I can also go for the map. So now if you have saved any search criteria within the area of service, and if you go for the respective individual map button, so you'll be getting the same search criteria plotted by default. So here you can see the same proximity search has been plotted by default, right? So you can, so this is the radius search. You can get all of the results that you want to see around your current location. So we'll be discussing this feature of proximity search or the radius search into our next webinar, which will be held on 8th May. So if you're interested, you can surely join that as well. And you can just search for the webinars on the website and it will have all of the details of the webinars that we will be conducting. So I'm moving ahead for the search criteria that the detail map plots, detail map allows. So this detail map gives you the search options, 5 search options in order to plot the data on the map. So I'll start with the first option, which is the by location. So as the name suggests, it will plot the data based on the addresses it has within the records. And here this is the list of the data sources. So you can choose any of the entities, which can be out of box entity or the custom entities, and I'll select the accounts for an example over here. And now this is the list of the views. So you'll be getting the system views, the personal views, the dashboards, as well as the marketing list. So let me choose, let's say, a personal view, and I'll click on search. So as I told earlier, this will plot the data based on the addresses it has within the records. So this has plotted the push pins, and now you can hover on any of the push pins. You can further click on the push pins to see the tooltip card. So this tooltip card gives you much more detail about that particular record. You can also hover on it. So these data on the hover as well as the tooltip card is configurable. You can decide which data should be shown on the hover or the tooltip card. Further, tooltip card provides you a lot many tooltip card actions. So the first 4 actions are by default available there, and you can add many more actions over here. So you can see that it allows the opening of the record, or else you can book an appointment for the respective records. You can send an email to the record, etc. Now, whatever data that you plot on the map is also available within this view data grid. So here you can also open this record from here, or else you can just give some value and you can filter the records as well. and we have the mass actions here. So within the mass actions, you're getting a lot of actions that you can perform on all of the data that has been plotted on the map. So you can add the data to the route, you can save the data as a marketing list or a personal view, or else you can change the owner for the records. You can select an owner or the team for the records. You can manage territory. So manage territory basically helps you when you want to assign any territory to the records that you have plotted. So you can see all of the list of the records, the territory records that you have created, and then you can select anyone and then you can save. So this will allow you to assign the territory that you want to all of the push pins that you have plotted on the map. Further, you can send a bulk email to all of the records. So you can choose an already existing template for the email, or else you can create a new email template, or else you can also choose the option to choose the records to be into CC2 or BCC, and then you can send the bulk email to all of the records that you have plotted on the map. Further, you have the option of executing an on-demand workflow. You can choose the workflow and then you can execute it. For example, you can execute the assign territory workflow for all of the records. You can also export the export the data to an Excel file. So if you export this, all of this data available will be exported as an Excel file. And you have also the option of creating activities. So you can select the activities that you want to create for the plotted data. So you can select appointment, task, or phone calls, etc., and you can click on create. And the last option that we have is auto scheduling. So auto scheduling is basically an advanced version of the routing management that we have. So we'll be discussing the auto scheduling into our next webinar, which is on 8th May. So if you're interested for the routing and the auto scheduling, so you can surely attend that webinar. So moving ahead for the second option that we have, which is by region. So here you can get many options over here to plot data for a certain region. So let's say you have the option of city, state, county, country, postal codes, etc. So let's choose the postal codes, for example. And let me just enter the postal codes over here. Okay, so now I'll give the country and I'll click on search. So this will plot the postal codes that I have entered, and it will plot the data that exists into those regions. Right. So here you can see the regions have been plotted, and now if I click on any of the region, this will get highlighted and it will open the summary card for that. Right. So this will give you the summary for all of the records that exist into a region like this. So this is the by region option. And let's say you have to search for the records that do not cannot be defined by the geographical boundaries. So here you have the option of by drawing. So let's say you want to search for an area and you have to use the drawing tool. So you can simply use the, let's say, freehand drawing, and you just draw a shape like this for the area that you want to see the data for, or else just a polygon or a circle like this, and then click on search. So this will give the data that exists into the drawn shapes based on the geo coordinates. So here you can see all of the data that exists into these drawn shapes have been appeared. So again, this is an enclosed area, so I can click on that to highlight that, and I'll get the summary card that shows the data for the records that lie within this area like this. So this was the third option of by drawing. Let's move ahead for the fourth option that we have, which is by territory. So you can create the territories using the territory management that we have. So you can click on the three ellipses and then go for territory management. So we'll be discussing this feature of territory management into our third webinar, which will be held on 20th May, 20 May 2020. So you can surely attend that webinar in case you want to know more about territory management. So after you have created the territories, these territories will be saved within your out of box entity of the territories. So within this, you can select the by territory option, and this will give you the whole list of territories that have been saved. Okay, so here, let me just select the territories that I have created, and I'll click on search. So this will plot all of the data that falls within the territories that I have created. So you can see the territories have been plotted, and the respective records that fall into those territories have also been plotted. So here you can also zoom in and you can use the layer menu to see the label of the territories as well, like this, or else you can see the label of the records as well. So this layer menu basically helps you when you have too many layers of data plotted on the map and you want to get some clarification. So just hide and show the data layer that you do not want to see, like this. Okay, so this is the territory, and again you can click on the territories to get the summary card for that particular territories. Right, so this is the territory option where you can see the territories that you have created, and you can see all of the records that you have assigned with those territories. And now let's say you want to search for something very frequently. So instead of searching that again and again, you can just save that search criteria as a template. So here, if you have the button for save template, you just enter the name. So let's say I have entered a name over here. Okay, and now I'll click on save. So now that I have clicked on save, let me just refresh this. And now we come to the last search option over here, which is the by template. So by template basically helps you when you want to have some search criteria, search very frequently. So I have to select the last option by template, and this will let you search for all of the templates that you have saved within your dynamic CRM. Right. So here, this is the template that I have selected. So I can simply click on this and I click on search. So this saves a lot of time when I want to have the same search criteria plotted on the map very frequently. So you can see that the territories that I have just saved as a template has been plotted directly, right? So this saves a lot of your time. So now we have covered all of the five features, five search options that provided by the detailed map. Now let's move ahead for the next feature that we have in the list, which is the multiple categories. So let me just refresh the map, and we'll see how to categorize the data based on various attributes. So let me quickly plot some data. So I'll select the accounts over here. I've selected an account and the view, and here you can categorize your data based on the attribute that you select. So this list have the all of the attributes that fall under the selected data source. So let's say if I select industry over here, right, and I click on search. So this will categorize my accounts records based on the attribute industry. So you can see that the push pins have changed, and this is the category card that opens up, and this gives you the detail how the data has been categorized based on various categories. Okay, and now let's see how to use the categories. So to you can basically configure the categories that you want to see on the map. So for that you have to go to the settings, and then you have to go to the entity maps, and you have to go to the entity maps for the respective entity that you want the categorized data to be shown on the map. Let me just refresh this. Okay, so I'll show the categorization in a minute. And here you can see that the data has been categorized, and you can see some of the data, these push pins basically are not the regular ones that we use. So these push pins are custom push pins. So we also have the custom push pin feature within the list. So basically you can upload your custom icons to the here within the configuration details, and you can set those custom icons to be represented for the records that you plot. So you can see that these are the custom icons that represent my account records, right? So this is how you can use the custom icons. So let me just refresh this. So this is the categorization for a single data source based on the single entity, single attribute. So you also have the option of categorization at a max of 3 data sources, and then you can categorize the 3 data sources based on 3 different attributes. So here let me go for the detail map button, and let me plot some data. Right, so this is the detail map, and here I have selected accounts, and as I said, at a max you can select 3 different data sources. So let me choose lead over here, and let's say I select contacts. Okay, and I'll select the respective view that I want. So let's choose the view, and I'll select the Staten Island. Okay, so here you can see that you have the options to select the attributes for categorization of the 3 data sources. So here, let's say I select annual revenue. Okay, and I select the rating for the leads, and I select the owner for the contacts. So I'll select search. So this will categorize my 3 different data source records based on 3 different attributes that I have selected. So you can see the push pins have changed, and you can see the 3 category cards have appeared. So this category card shows all of the push pins that represents the attribute annual revenue. And likewise, you have the category card for the leads as well, and the contacts. Right. So this is how you can see that you can categorize the data based on various attributes, and you can also configure these categories. So let me just try again. So for the configurations, you have to go for the entity map, and I'll go for the accounts entity map because I have plotted the accounts entity map, and within this, I go to the category configuration. So this is the place where you configure the push pins that you want to represent the respective categories. So I have selected the annual revenue. So let's go for the revenue over here, and I'll go for the category mapping. So this is the place where you create the category. So you can click on plus, and you can create another category. So this is how you configure how many categories you want, and you select the color, and you can see this is a custom push pin that you can select. So you can select any of the push pins within this list, and you can also have the custom push pin selected over here. Right. So this is how you can represent any record with the custom push pins, as well as you can select the colors for the categorization as well. And in regards to the custom push pins, let me show the place where you upload your custom push pins. So you have to go to the settings, and then Mapletic configuration details, and you just choose the configuration detail record with no user. So this is the default configuration detail record, and within this, go to the advanced settings. So this is the place where you upload your custom push pins. So the supported file formats have been written over here. You just browse a file, and then you save that into this list. So after you have saved, You can go to the entity maps, and as I showed you, you can save the custom push pins for the categorization that you have created, and as well as that you can also save the push pins for the respective views that you want to see. So here I go within the accounts entity map and I click on configurations, and you can see these are the number of views that I have, and I can select the color as well as I can select any push pins, and I can select the push pin that I want to represent that particular view with. Right. So this is how you use the custom push pins to represent the categorization. So this was the categorization for three different entities. So now coming to the latest feature that we have added into our last release, which is categorization of a single entity based on multiple attributes. So let's just remove this. So you can very well add the same data source twice or thrice, but I'll keep it simple as of now, and I'll just select the attribute over here. So let's select annual revenue. So I've selected annual revenue, and let's say sales. So I'll select I'll select sales here, and now let's say I'll select the industry. Okay, so I have selected the industry sales, and let me select the annual revenue again. Okay, so I have selected the three just a second. Okay, so I have selected the attributes, and let me click on search. So you can see that the push pins have are different. So these are the push pins. This is new kind of push pin that we have introduced into our latest release. So these push pins are made up of different components of the push pin. So the category card will help you to read the push pin. So here you can see that this category card shows the body of the push pin highlighted, which means that the body of the push pin represents this particular attribute. So I have selected the annual revenue. So here, let's say this push pin. So you can see reading this push pin, the body of the push pin shows into blue color, which means that this push pin falls into the categorization of 300,000 up to 750,000 USD of annual revenue. Right. And in the second category card, you can see that the base of the push pin is highlighted, which means that the base of the push pin is representing this particular attribute. So which means, let's say taking the same push pin, you can see the base of the push pin is into pink color, which means that it falls into the sales of 250,000 USDs up to 1 million USD of sales. So this is how you can categorize a single data source on at a max of three different attributes. Now moving ahead for the another feature that we have with the overlay. So let me just refresh this. So overlay is a feature that will help you whenever you want to plot multiple layers of data on the map, right? So let me choose some records. So I've chosen a view, and this is the feature of the overlay. So this helps you to plot the territories as well as the shapefiles as well. So let's select the territories that I've already created, and now I'll click on plus, and I can also select the shapefiles, right? So here let's select this one, and I'll click on search. So here you can also categorize your shapefile as well. So I can select any attribute and I can click on plus search. So this will give you the data plotted on the map, which are the three data: the records, the territories, as well as the shapefile. Right. So you can see the data has been plotted, and let me just show you the layer menu. So you can see the three layers of data have been plotted. First is the territories that I have created, right? And further we have the records that we have plotted, and lastly we also have the shape files, right? And shapefile also show the colors So you can differentiate between the metadata of the shapefile. So you can see that this area falls under the population of less than 50,000. So this is how you can read the data that you have plotted. So this basically helps you whenever, let's say, you want to create a territory into the area that you haven't created for. So reading the shapefile, you can see which data has how much population, and you can also see that which area you have already created the territory for and which area you haven't created the territory yet, right? So this was the overlay feature, and the last feature that we'll be covering is the census data. So within this, let me just remove the territories over here, and here within this I have the option of census data as well. Now while you configure, you within the configuration window, you will be able to see the another entity of the census data. So let me just show you that. So within the configuration, you can see this is the entity of the census data. You can select the census data that we have. So this is the census data that we provide by default. You can select this and you can click on proceed. So these will be saved within your out of box entity of the territories. So here within this, so here you can see the census data have been saved. So let me open one. So this I have opened census data for the states in USA, and within this you also have the option of configuration. So basically you can select the attributes that you want to see within the configurations of the summary cards, the hover attributes, as well as the within the view data grid. So you can select any of these demographic data and you can save it, right? You can further categorize it as well. So you can see we already have provided some of the categories. However, you have the option of editing is as well. So you can see you can click on plus pencil icon and you can change the colors, change the categories, and change the filter values as well, right? So this is how you can configure your data within the census file that we have provided. So let's go for the map and then select the census data over here. So I've selected the census data for states in USA, and I can select any of these categories that I have created. So here I can click on search. So this will plot the account records as well as the census data that I have selected. So you can see that this is the census data and this is the category card. So now again you can see the which area falls into the population of how many people into that area, right? So this is how you can analyze your demographics data on the map using the census data. So this was whole of the live demonstration. So let me just go for the poll. So we have added a poll as well. So here, let me just launch the poll. So within this poll, you have the option to select the features that you'll be using the most. Or if you're already the user, you can select the features that you already use the most. So please enter your votes. So I'll wait for a few seconds more. You can enter your votes for the features that you use or like the most. Okay, so now I am ending the poll. Now moving ahead, we have the Q&A session. Please enter your questions within the chat window. So George has asked if we can update the address with the individual map section. So within the individual map section, you can drag the push pin around and you can update it, and that will update the latitude and longitude within the record. However, if you want to add the update the address as well according to your dragging, so we also have another PCF control which is called the map edit control. You can search that on the Google map edit control with Maplytics, and you can get the blog that we have written. You can get the step-by-step instructions to add that control. So that will help you to update the address as well as the latitude and longitude within the record. Now, Patrick has asked a question, when is the next webinar and which features are you covering into it? So the next webinar that we have is on the 8th May. So we'll be covering the proximity search, routing optimization, and the latest truck routing, as well as the auto scheduling, and lastly the check-in feature. And the third webinar that we have to cover the rest of the features is on 20 May 2020, and that will cover the territory management, shape operations, PCF control, and the heat map. Please type in any questions if you have. Jason has asked a question, can I add individual map to the custom entity? So you can surely add the individual map section to any of the custom entity. So you can search for the blog, or you can just send me a mail. I'll give you the blog that we have written, which has step-by-step instructions to add the individual map to the custom entity. Lucy has asked another question. Can I view my file containing data of demographics within the map? So you can, if you have any file that has the demographics data, you can save that within the out-of-box entity territory. And after you save it, you can get the same options to select within the feature of overlay. So you can plot your own file on the map. Justin has asked a question, can I add the custom push pin of the categories, custom push pins to the categories? Okay, so you can add the custom push pins to the categories that you have created. However, you won't be able to use the custom push pins for multiple categories, categorized data for a single entity, because we have introduced a new kind of push pin which will be helping you to differentiate between the attributes for a single data source. Rob has asked a question, can I download solution for CDS from the app source? So the app source solution is available only for the users who are on Dynamics CRM v9.x. If you want to download the solution for CDS, so you can surely go for the Maplytics website, and you can download, you can select the option of CDS, and then you can download the Maplytics solution for CDS. You can type in if you have any further questions. Okay, so I'll wait for another minute. You can type in if you have any questions on Maplytics features. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for attending this webinar. And if you want a live demonstration of all of the features that you want to cover based on the use cases of your organization, you can surely contact me at crm@analogic.com, and I'll be giving you the demonstration of all of the features. So I'll see you in the next webinar on 8th May, and I hope you be there as an attendee. Thank you so much for attending this again. Thank you. Bye.